Are you planning to learn web designing but you are afraid of coding? Are you tired of using coding to create your website? Do you want to create a website in minutes, hours, or days without spending months and time wasting in getting the work done? Do you want to create your own website without spending thousands of dollars? Then I think you are at the right place. Hello, my name is Kobe, and this is Kitech Digital. Today, we are going to learn about Elementor, a website page builder used in creating websites without writing a single line of code. Everything you need to know about Elementor to help you create a beautiful website. So I'm going to teach you the basics of what Elementor, all the things that you need to know to be able to be familiar with this page builder so that you can be able to use WordPress well to create your own website. If you are new over here, please like and subscribe to the channel so that we grow together. In this channel, we teach about web designing, everything that you need to know about web designing to help you be a good web designer and also be familiar with WordPress. Everything about WordPress is what we teach over here, and sometimes we also talk about digital marketing. So if you are ready, then let's get into the video. Okay guys, so this is Elementor, and this Elementor is a page builder which you can use to build your own page without writing a single line of code. Now you can use it to create e-commerce website, a normal business website, an agency website, a blog, anything that you want to create. Any website that you want to create, you can just use Elementor to create it. Now this video is specifically trying to show you all the things you need to do to be able to create a website so fast that you don't have to spend days, months, and even years in bringing out a single project out. Okay, so this is why I am making this video, to introduce you this page builder. I know a lot of people who watch my channel knows this page builder because I've been using it, but I want to take you through every single widget and element on this page builder so that you can be able to use it to create your own website. So what is Elementor? Now, like I said, it is it's a page builder, okay, a website page builder you can use to create your own website. So it is just a live drag and drop editor, and then have about 100+ widgets, and then also pixel perfect design. So you create any design that you want using Elementor. Now I'm not going to bore you with all this kind of like I want you guys to follow along with the tutorial. So I'm going to go straight to the back end of my website, install Elementor, and then we use it to I define almost everything that I know about about Elementor for you, and then you can use it to also follow along, create a beautiful website that you want. Now we're going to create a simple page using Elementor, okay, and that is what we are going to do. So if you don't have a domain name, or you don't have a hosting, or you don't have you've not installed WordPress, now I have a link in the description. I'll leave the link in the description. I'll show you where you can get cheap domain names, cheap hosting, how you can even install WordPress on your computer, and so that you can be able to follow along this tutorial. There are also videos I've done. I'll leave links in the description so that which will help you to be able to install WordPress on your computer, to be able to also follow along this tutorial. Now of course, if you want Elementor, you can get it from what? From this page. I'll leave a link in the description. You tap on that link, or you can open a new tab like this. Just type in kitechdigital.com/Elementor. Okay, and then hit the enter key. Now it's gonna open Elementor for you. So you will land on this page over here. Okay, so you're gonna land on this page over here. Now all what you need to do is to do what? Is to just click on what? Login, or you can go straight to what? To pricing over here. Okay, now of course this is how it's gonna what? It's gonna open for you. Okay, just like this one over here. So you either select whether you want what? Website builder plus hosting. Okay, of course Elementor also have what? Hosting package for themselves. They can host your everything for you with a website builder, which is also very cheap. You can have it what? 99 USD over here now, and or you can just have what? The website builder itself, and that is what we are going to use. Okay, now what we're going to use is what? We're going to use the free one. Okay, we're going to use the free one. So all what we need to do is what? Is to just search for the free one. Okay, and that is what we're going to do. We're going to use now. So do not worry about this one. Of course this is the pro version over here. Now if you want the pro version, you can what? You can get it over here. But if you don't want the pro version also, you can also what? Get the free one. To get a free one, just click on what? Elementor over here. Okay, sign up. Just sign up for it. Like over here they said what? Click on what? This one to try the free version. Okay, so just click over here to sign up for Elementor, and then when you sign up, you're gonna what? You're gonna come over here. Okay, they're gonna bring you to this place, which is what? Over here they will tell you to what? Either would you like to what? Create website. They give you all these things and they tell you to what? Create, or we use the what? The basic one, which is what? This one over here. Okay, so we're gonna click over here to start with the basic version for what? For free, and that is what we are going to what? We're going to use. Okay, so we'll ask you of your what? Your website. Just enter your website details in it, and then it checks for what? For WordPress, and then you can what? You can install, or if you want to what? Install it manually, like what we're gonna do, just click on what? Download it here. Okay, click on it, it will download it for you. As you can see over here, it is what? Downloading Elementor for us. Okay, so when it's finished download, of course I have already what? Downloaded it, so I'm going to cancel it. Okay, but you haven't downloaded it, so when it finishes downloading, all what you need to do is what? Go back to your your dashboard over here, and then click on what? Click on installed plugins over here. Hover on plugins over here. Under plugins, you have what? Add new over here. So just click on add new over here. Now, of course, Elementor is also in the what? WordPress plugin directory. You can also find it over there. Okay, you can decide to what? Search for Elementor over here. You can decide to search for Elementor over here. Okay, just type in Elementor over here, and then you're gonna find Elementor over here. Okay, so let it load, and then let's see. So as you can see, you see Elementor over here, which says what? Elementor website builder. Just click on what? Install now. Okay, I have installed and activated it. Okay, but if you downloaded this one too over here, all you need to do is to what? Just click on what? Upload plugin over here, and then just drag in what you downloaded and place it over here, or you can what? Decide to choose what? Choose file. Okay, now when you choose file, locate where your file is. Okay, and then select it, and then they'll be ask you to what? Install now, and then click on what? Install. Okay, but the easiest way is to download it from to use the what? The WordPress plugin directory side. Okay, just search for Elementor over here, click on install now, and then click on what? Activate to activate it. Now that you have Elementor activated, now what we're going to do is we're going to go hover. Now if you have Elementor activated, the first thing you see is that you're going to see Elementor over here, and you're going to see templates too over here. Okay, these two things are very, very important. Okay, so first things first, when you hover on Elementor, you're going to see the settings of Elementor. You're going to see the role manager, the tools, system info, getting started, get help, submissions, custom fonts, custom icons, custom code. Okay, all these things you're going to see over here. Now when you go to the settings, you will see so many settings of what, of Elementor. I know a lot of you don't even come over here, okay, because most of you don't use this place. Now if you want the post types that you want to use Elementor on, you can what, check it over here. Okay, so if by mistake when you use pages, and the pages are not, Elementor is not working on your pages, come to the settings and check whether this one is what is checked. Okay, if you want to use Elementor on what, landing pages or so, you can what, take this one. Okay, and then if everything is done, you can just click on what, save changes, to save the changes. Okay, and that is what, for the general settings. Now if you go to integrations, you can also integrate with Google Maps API on it over here. So if you have your Google Map API, you can just put it over here. Now if you go to advanced also, you have so many what, advanced settings over here. Okay, so CSS print method, switch editor loader method, enable unfiltered what, file uploads. Okay, so this one you can what, either disable it or what, enable it. Now when you enable it, you are allowing uploads of files, which is what, JSON files, and then what, SVG what, files. Okay, so for example, if you have let's say a JSON file which you want to what, upload it to over here, you have to enable this one before you can be able to use Elementor to upload it. And then also Google Font, where do you want Google Font to? We have the blocking, the swap, the fallback, and then the optional. We're going to use the default one. Okay, and then load font awesome for support. So if you want to load it, is it a yes or no? We don't want to load it. Okay, we're going to use the normal settings that they have over here to what, to run our Elementor. And then when you go to experiment over here, now this one, there are so many settings that mostly I use to what, whenever I want to import or export some templates, I use these settings. Okay, now you can either, these are all ongoing what, experiment. Okay, you can try some of them and then see if it will work for you. For instance, if I want to add import export template kit, I need to what, activate this one over here. Okay, I just click on activate over here, and then I'll save it. It means that I have some Elementor template kit I want to what, either import or export. Okay, and that is it. So I have to what, activate it over here, and then that is all. So after that, you realize that if I go to tools over here, okay, if I go to tools over here, tools also have, I'll see this what, import export over here. And then if I have created my website, I can what, I can export that whole website as a template kit and then send it to somebody I want to send to the person. Okay, and that is it. Now let's go into the main work, as in using Elementor to what, to create or edit our pages. Okay, so to do that, we're going to create a page. So we hover on pages over here and click on add new. Okay, so what we're going to do is we give a name to what, our page. So let's say our page name is what, home. Okay, so let's give a name to it and call it what, home. Okay, and then after that, we're going to what, we're going to publish it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, before I even go ahead to use Elementor to create it, I want to change the theme. Okay, now for those of you who don't know, Elementor comes with its own what, theme. Okay, even though it works with almost every theme, but then Elementor comes with its own what, theme. Okay, so if you hover on appearance over here and you go to themes over here, now the theme I'm using right now is the Astra theme. Okay, but I want to change it and use the Elementor theme for this tutorial purpose. Okay, so as you can see, I have the Astra theme what, activated over here. So if I go to add new over here, now hello Elementor is what, is the theme that comes with what, Elementor. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to what, search for hello Elementor. Okay, so as you can see, this is what, hello Elementor over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to what, install it, and then I'll activate it. Now this is what, the original Elementor what, theme. Okay, that works perfectly with what, with Elementor. Now it's not like all other themes does not work with Elementor. Every theme almost work with what, Elementor. They are all compatible with what, Elementor. And that is what, that is the beauty of what, Elementor. They've made it in such a way that it works perfectly with your favorite what, your favorite theme that you want to use. Okay, so almost right now, almost most of the themes are compatible with what, with Elementor, because Elementor has become the favorite page builder for almost web designers around. So after installing the hello theme, now let's go back to what, pages over here, and then the page that we created, which is the what, the home page over here. Let's click on it to what, to edit it. Okay guys, so to start it, first of all, you see over here on your right hand side over here, we have template over here. Now click on it over here. Now you see that the template comes with a default template. Now over here you can choose between the Elementor template that you want. Okay, so we're going to choose Elementor full width over here. Okay, so the difference between the full width and the canvas is the canvas comes with no header and footer. Okay, but the full width comes with what, the header and then the footer. So we're going to choose the what, the full width over here. So with a canvas, if you want to create a page with no header and footer, then you can use what, the canvas to create it. But if you want to create a page with what, a header and a footer, then you need to choose the what, the Elementor full width. Okay, so that is it. Now let's click on updates over here to update it, and then after it has been updated, let's click on what, edit with Elementor. Of course, we're not going to do anything over here. We're going to use Elementor to edit it. So let's click over here to edit it. All right guys, so this is what, this is Elementor. Okay, and this is how the Elementor page, or the design, where you can be able to design your what, your page, the way it is. Now as you can see over here on your left side, we have what, we have the widget panel over here. Okay, with so many what, elements or widgets in here. Okay, and then on the right hand side over here is the page where you are going to what, where you are going to design. Okay, so as you can see, we have our header and then we have what, our footer. Okay, so this are the tools that you are going to what, use to what, to edit your what, your page. Okay, or to design your what, your page. Okay, now let me take you through some of the widgets one. Now these are the we have what, the basic widget over here, and then we have the pro widget. Now the pro widget is if you are using Elementor Pro. Okay, if you want to go and then maybe use Elementor Pro, you can what, you can go ahead and then what, go to the pricing over here and then talk about what, Elementor Pro. But we are using everything what, everything free. So the pro widget, we are not going to tamper with it. Okay, and then another one we have also is what, is the general what, the general widget. Okay, now these widgets are what, general widget comes with so many what, so many elements over here. Okay, a lot of what, a lot of widgets to choose from. Okay, so we have the image box, the icon box, the star rating, the image carousel, the basic gallery, and then what, a whole lot of what, things that you want to what, you will use. Okay, icon list, counter, progress bar, a whole lot of things that you can what, you can use. Okay, and then we also have what, the site what widget. Okay, these are also what, also pro. Okay, so you need to have the what, the pro to be able to use. And then we have the WooCommerce also, for those of you who want to build what, WooCommerce store. You need to have the pro before you can be able to use the store. And then we have the normal WordPress what, widget. Okay, also over here. Okay, so all these things are related to what, are related to WordPress. Okay, and that is what, and that is it. Let me go back. I don't know why it went away. Okay guys, so as I was saying, these are the normal what, WordPress what, widgets that you can be able to what, use to what, to design your what, your page for you. Okay, so what we will be using is basically everything free, excluding the pro ones. Okay, so we'll be using the basic one and then the general one and then the WordPress what, widgets also. Okay, so that is what we are going to use. Now this is what, favorite. Of course, if you have your favorite ones, when you like it or you use it mostly frequently, it will become what, one of your favorite ones. Okay, so for easy access, favorite widgets you use most often by right clicking and add to what favorite. So if I right click over here, I can add to what favorite, and then it will what it will come over here. Okay, and that is it. So that is mostly about what the widgets panel or the elements that you see over here. Okay, and then as you can see, we have what the elements, and then we have what the global. Okay, now with the global also, you have to upgrade to what the pro before you can see all the what the global widget over here. But these are the elements which we're going to use mostly. Okay, now before we even go on, I want to take you through all these things. Now as you can see, this one opens this widget panel for you. Okay, so for instance, maybe you are doing something over here and this one is what is not showing. All the widget panel over here is not showing. You can click on this 9 dots over here, and then what it will open this what widget panel for you. Okay, now this one also what is a menu icon which opens the settings, and then they navigate from what from page what settings for you. Okay, so if I go back over here and I click on this one, it's going to what open the site settings, the theme builder, the user interfaces, the notes, the finder, view page, and then what exit. Okay, all these things will open for me. Now if I go to site settings, what is there? It means that I can set my colors, my everything, my font, everything that I want to use over here. Okay, so every settings, all the site settings. Okay, because I'm using Elementor to build it, I can set all my typography, my font colors, my everything that I want to use. So for instance, if I want to use maybe this color, okay, I can set those colors over here. So as you can see, this is what the primary color. I can change this primary color to the red color that we are talking about over here. Okay, so I can change it to this red color as my primary color, and then I can change the secondary color also. Okay, so instead of this kind of black, I can go with this kind of black. Okay, and then the text color also, I can go all black. Okay, as text. Okay, and then the accent color. Okay, the accent color, I can decide to go this color. Okay, and that is it. Now if I'm done with it, I can just update it. Okay, and then the changes will be done. Now if I go back over here, I've set up my global colors. I can also set up my global font, okay, that I want. So with a global font, I have the primary, which I can set up any primary font that I want. So instead of Roberto, I can set up maybe Montserrat or Poppins. Okay, it depends on how you want it. So this page is used for setting all your global font and global colors and all those site settings that you want to use. Okay, so let's say I want to search for maybe Poppins. Okay, so I can search for Poppins and then use it as my primary color. I can set the size for it. So let's say the size is 18. I can set the weight and all those things for it, and then I can update it. So that is my primary color. I've set it up, and then when I go back over here, I can also set my my button. Okay, buttons over here. So how do I want my buttons, the typography to be like? I can also set it as as let's say I want the typography to be Montserrat. Okay, I can set it as Montserrat. I want the size to be let's say 18. I can set it as 18. If I want it to be maybe capital and all those things, I can decide to do all these changes over here. I want it to be, let's say 500. Okay, and then the transform and all those things, I can set everything over here. And then let's go to text shadow. If I want a text shadow, I can decide to set it over here. If I want the text color also, I want the text color to be white, so I can set it over here. I want the the background type, the button background type. Okay, I want it to be classic. Now we have classic and then gradient. Okay, so if you want to choose between the classic and gradient, you just choose between whatever you want. Okay, so I want it to be just classic, and then the color, I want it to be red. Okay, so let's say let's say I want to create a new global color. Okay, so I can decide to just click over here, and then to add the color that I want, I'll just click over here. Okay, and then decide to create the color, and see that maybe this is red, and then click on create over here. Okay, now if I want to choose a global color, I can click over here, and as you can see, this is our primary color that we set it up. We did the settings from the top. Okay, and these are all the things over here, so we can just use it over here. So these are the normal one. And what about hover means that when somebody hover on it, how do you want it to what color do you, or what kind of settings do you want it to have? Okay, so you can check the hover also settings, and then the text should also be white, and then the background type, you want the classic, and then you want to choose this accent color. Okay, for it. Now if everything is done, just click on update. Okay, now update is used more or less like to save whatever you are doing over here. Okay, now these are some few site settings that you can go ahead and do. You can set up everything that you want to set up before you start designing your page. Okay, so that your page designing will be a little bit faster for you. Now let's close this one, and then come back to starting to create our own page. So like I told you, we are going to create a simple page. Okay, so for instance, we want to create a simple page. Let's say we want to create the hero session over here, and then we create some about session, and then we create some maybe some services session, and then we create maybe a call to action or something like that, and then we are done. Okay, so just a simple thing, just to show you how you can be able to use Elementor to be able to build a page without writing a single line of coding. Okay, so like I told you, we're going to it's just drag and drop. Okay, so just watch carefully and follow carefully. Okay, if you don't really understand anything, just give me a just drop a comment in the comment section. Tell me which one you didn't understand. I'll go back, and then I'll come back and then give you an explanation for you. Okay, I'll answer you in the comment section. Don't worry, just drop a comment for me. Drop a comment for me. Let me know which one you really understand. Now if you're also good in using Elementor, tell me which one is your favorite widget. Okay, which one is your favorite widget that you like using all the time. Okay, and that is it. Now let's start creating our pages. Now to start to create pages, we're going to create the page in sections. Okay, in sections. Now we use this thing over here to create the session. Okay, this plus over here. Now you can decide to even drag in something over here, but firstly we want to create a session first. Okay, so to add a new session, just click on this plus over here. Okay, now I want to also show you something over here. Now you see this one is to add a session. This one is to import or to add a template. Okay, so maybe you save a template over there, or you want to choose one of Elementor template over there. Elementor have tons and tons of template, some being free, some being paid. Okay, you can choose, click over there, and then you go and choose. And this one is Elementor starter template. Okay, now with the starter template also, you can decide to choose any template. That they have so many templates over there. You can decide, if you feel lazy to design your own thing, you can go over there, look through, and then pick the one that you want, and then you can import it over here, and then you just do some few changes over there, and then you are good to go. Now we'll do these two things at the latter stage. Okay, but for now we're going to do go ahead and then create our own design. Okay, and then we later on we'll create using this template over here, these two templates over here. Okay, so like I said, to add a new session, what we're going to do is we want to create a hero session. Okay, and we want to create a 2-column hero session. Okay, over here. So what we are going to do is add this one over here, and then we are going to select the 2-column over here. Now of course you can decide to create 1 column or 2 column. Okay, it all depends on you. Okay, but we're going to select a 2-column session over here. Okay, so I'm going to click 2-column session. As you can see, we have two columns over here. Okay, now at the moment you select the column, you see that this changes to what? Edit session. Okay, it is no more element or widget over here, but rather edit what? Session. Okay, now to edit the session means that you are what? Editing this structure over here, this session, this two column what? Session over here, this whole thing. Okay, now each column you can what? You can edit this column, you can also edit what? This column. Okay, but at the moment this panel over here is referring to what? This whole what? Session over here. Okay, and that is what we're going to do. So to edit the session, we want to change the layout. Okay, the content width, the width of it. Okay, that is from here to here. Okay, we want to make it what? Full width. Okay, so that what? It will be full width without what? Not being box or something. Okay, so that is what we want to do. Now with the columns gap, you can choose from no gap, narrow, extended, wider, custom. Okay, anyhow you want it, you can what? Choose it. Okay, but I'm going to leave it as default over here. And then with the height, you can choose from fit to screen and the minimum height. Now fit to screen means that when I choose this one, it is going to fit to all the what? The screen. Okay, so as you can see, if I go over here, okay, it fits what? The screen what? For me. Okay, but if I choose minimum height, it means that I am going to, so as you can see, because I use this one to what? This one is used to what? To view the full screen of what? Of the page. Okay, and then you can also click over here for this panel to what? To come. But as you can see, I cannot see the what? The edit session again. And how do I get it back? All what I need to do is what? To click on this 6 dot over here. Okay, so just click on it, and then the session edit session panel what? Will come over here, the settings will come, and then we can be able to what? Continue editing it. Now we set it to what? Fit to screen, the height to fit to screen. We want to change it to what? Minimum height. Okay, and as you can see, minimum height, we can set the height that we want. Okay, so let's say we want to set a height of, let's say 600. Okay, 600 over here, and that is it. Now you have the column position, the vertical align, and then the what? Overflow. Okay, so I want to change the what? The vertical alignment to middle. Now I want it to be in the middle because I want everything that I write to be what? Position what? Well in the middle. Okay, I don't want some to be up, some to be down, some to be the top, some to the bottom. I don't want it that way. I want all to be what? Equally in the what? In the middle. Okay, and that is it. Now this one also controls what? The structure over here, the how you want the size to be. So as you can see, this one is what? 50-50. Okay, 50-50, and that is the structure that we are using. So now that we are done with what? The layout, now let's go to style over here. Now style, anytime you see style in Elementor, it means that you can control the color, the typography, the image, all those things. You can control it at what? As style. Okay, everything that is used to style what? Something, it is under the what? Under the style. Okay, and that is it. So every edit session or edit column or all those things have three. Sometimes have three, sometimes have two. Okay, but mostly you can see the layout, the style, and then the what? The advance over here. Okay, so if I want to what? Change the background color. Okay, you see the background color over here is what? White, but I want to change the background color. I can decide to what? Choose the the type that I want, background type that I want. We have what? We have classic over here, we have gradient over here, we have video over here, and then we have what? Slideshow over here. Now with the classic, you can decide to what? Use either a color or a picture. Okay, with the gradient, you use what? 2 or 3 colors, or two colors. Okay, and then with the what? With the video, what do you use? Video is what? Just a video. Okay, so you can use video as your what? As your background. And then with a slideshow, you can use different pictures, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 or multiple pictures as your what? As your background, but it will be what? It will be on what? On a slideshow. Okay, so let's say I want to use the background type. I want to use what? This one, which is what? Classic. All right guys, so let's say we want to use what? Color as what? As our background. Okay, so all what we can do is what? Is to choose the color that we want. So let's say we want to choose what? A global color. Okay, so we can pick one of our colors over here. So let's say we want to use this red as what as a background. So as you can see, we can use what red as what as our background over here. Okay, and then if I click on over here to see the full screen, as you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, now this one is part of the what the menu. The white that you see over here is part of the header. That is the bottom header, bottom what line that they set I set up over here. Okay, but this is how it looks like. Now I can also let me click on over here to bring out the settings of the session. Now I can also decide not to even use what a color, but to use what a gradient. Okay, so as you can see, two colors over here, and I can choose between what any one that I want. So let's say I want to use the gradient over here. Okay, I can set up the location anyhow I want it. Okay, the angle and all those things however I want it. Okay, I can change the angle from maybe 180 to 90 degrees. Okay, and then set up however I want it. Okay, so depending on what so let's say this one is okay for me, I'll just leave it. Okay, now imagine I don't even want color, I still want the classic, but I want an image. Okay, I can choose an image over here, select an image over here, and then I can decide to use the free images over here, or go to media library to choose my own image. Okay, now I don't have images over here, so what I will do is I will just upload an image over here. Okay, so I'll go to select file over here, and then let me go to my desktop, and then I have some images in a folder called hotel. So I want to choose that image, so let's say this one, and then let me go over here and then select any of the images that I want to use. So let's say I want to use this image over here. Okay, hotel image over here. I'll just choose it. Okay, now I want to add more images to it, so I'll go on upload over here and then select more files. Okay, to select more images, so that I wouldn't be going and coming. So I want to choose this one, and then maybe this one, and then what again, so let's say this one. Okay, and then I'll just upload all of them over here. Okay, so if you don't have any images, of course you can come to free images over here. Okay, which is powered by Pixabay, as you can see over here. Okay, so Pixabay will help you to be able to download or use free images on your website for free. Okay, no copyright issues. Okay, or you can go to pixabay.com and then choose all the images that you want to choose, download it, and then upload it on your website. So as you can see, you can easily upload the image you want on your website so easily. Okay, so easily. And that is now. Let's go over here and see our images. So as you can see, all the images have been uploaded successfully. Now if I want to choose one image, let's say I want to choose this one, I would select it and then click on insert now, and then the image will show over here. Okay, so as you can see, that is the image, but you see this image and this image is not the same. Okay, it means that we need to do some settings about it, because we are just seeing the top side of the picture, and that is not what we want. Okay, of the top side of the building, we want to see the full image. Okay, so what we're going to do is we go to position over here, and then we position it center. Okay, and this is how we're going to get it. Now go to attachment, and then you can decide to make it to a scroll or fix. Okay, or default. Now scroll means that when you scroll, it will scroll. The scroll and the default are almost the same. Okay, but the fix means that when you scroll, it is the picture will be fixed over there. Okay, so for instance, if you scroll, you see the picture is a fixed over here. Okay, but if I make it to a default right now, you see that when I scroll, the picture itself would scroll. Okay, and that is what we are talking about. Now repeat means that sometimes some some images or some pictures have are small. So whenever you put it, you set it as your background, or you put it somewhere, it will repeat itself. Okay, so always make sure that you choose no repeat for it, unless maybe you intentionally want it to repeat itself. Okay, and then the size, which is the size of the image. Okay, how you want it to be auto, cover, contain, or custom. Okay, but mostly because I want to show the full size of the picture, I will say what, cover. Okay, and this will give me what, the full size of what, of the picture. As you can see, you see this one and this one almost the same. Okay, and that is what, and that is it. Now as you can see over here, we have what, a nice image background over here. Okay, now we can decide to write on it just by clicking on this plus icon, and then it will open our widgets panel for us, or we can click on here to open our, and then drag in anything that we want to drag in over here. Now before we go on, I want to write on it, but I'm afraid that if I write on it, the letters will not show well. So I just want to give it a background overlay, okay, so that whenever I write on it, the letters will show. So this is what, background overlay over here. So I'll click on background overlay, and then what I'm going to do is what, I'm going to choose what, a classic what type. Okay, so I'll go for the classic, and then I'll choose what, the color. Now with the color, I'm going to go for what, dark overlay. Okay, so as you can see, I have a dark overlay over here. Okay, now you can also adjust the opacity. Okay, so let's say I want to adjust it to 8. So as you can see, the opacity is now what, dark. Okay, but let's go for what, the 5. Okay, or maybe let's make it 6. Okay, and that is what, okay for me. Okay, so if you have some CSS filters that you want to what, you want to adjust, you can what, do all those adjustments what, over here. Okay, but I'm not going to do anything now. The blend mode, you want it to be either multiply or whatever it is. I'm going to choose what, normal. And then border over here. Okay, we also have border. Now if you want to what, give it what, a border, the session border. Okay, this session over here, you want to give it a border, you can choose a border type that you want. Okay, maybe you want a solid border. Okay, as you can see, and then choose a color for it. So you want a solid border, and then you want it to be what, let's say 2. Okay, and then let's say you want to choose a color for it. So let's choose a global color for it, and we choose this red. Okay, so as you can see, you see some red what, lines around. Okay, and that is what, and that is the border. But I don't want any border, so I'm going to what, remove it. Okay, and then we have the border radius also. So the border radius is the what, the radius around the corners of the borders that you give. Okay, and this one is mostly I use it basically on what, on buttons, and sometimes not a wider image like this, maybe a smaller image or something. Okay, and that is it. Now you go to what, box shadow. If you want to give it what, a shadow to, you can what, you can give the what, the box what, a shadow. Okay, so let's say you want to give it what, a little bit of shadow. Okay, so let me increase the opacity for you, and then we increase the what, the blur too. Okay, so as you can see, there's a little bit of shadow over here. Okay, and that is what, that is the box shadow. Okay, so if you want to what, a shadow over there, you will not see it clearly unless maybe you add something to it, and then before you can be able to what, see it what, well. Okay, that is the shadow. And then we also have shape divider. Okay, the shape divider is also what, sometimes used to design whatever you want to do. So for instance, maybe you want to give a bottom what, a bottom shape. Okay, so we have top and bottom. Okay, so I want to give a bottom shape. So let's say I want to give it what, a mountainous what shape. So as you can see it clearly over here that it's having what, a mountainous what, shape over here. Okay, and that is it. You can select various shapes that you want. Okay, so maybe tilt opacity. Okay, so the way you want it, and then fan opacity anyhow you want it. Okay, it depends on how what kind of what thing that you want. And then maybe you want to something like a curve. Okay, so you cannot do all this curve over here. Now you can decide to bring to forth or invert it or all those things. You can do all the settings that you want to do, play around it as much as you can. Okay, but I'm not going to do all these things. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to what, go for none. Okay, and then with the border also, I'm going to what, I'm going to clear the what, the box shadow over there. Okay, so that will be what, as simple as this. Now what I'm going to do is I want to what, write something over here. So how do I write? I'll still either I click over here or I click on this 9 dots over here to bring in our what, our widget panel over here. So let me click on this one over here, the plus sign over here, and you see our widget panel, or will open for us, and you can search for any widget that we want. Okay, so let's say I want to I want to write over here. Now I'll choose a heading, because I want to write something which over here I need a heading. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this heading button over here, and as you can see, it says add your text here. You can either choose to write from here, or you can choose to write from this side. Okay, all depends on what you want to do. Okay, so let's say you want to write from this side, and then you say maybe welcome to Kobe's hotel. Okay, so let's say this is a hotel. Okay, so welcome to Kobe's hotel. Now this is the writings. Okay, but as you can see, this red writing is not really nice. You want to change it. How do you change it? It's very simple. Go to style over here. Okay, just go to style. You see the text is red over here. Now you want to change it to white. Just drag in the white over here, and then it's gonna change. Now you want to make it big or change the typography or anything. Just click on typography over here. Okay, and then at the moment it is Poppins, but you don't want Poppins. You want Montserrat. Okay, so what you're going to do is click on Montserrat over here, choose it, and then increase the size to, let's say 60. Okay, so welcome to Kobe's hotel. Maybe you still want to make it maybe 80. Okay, a little big. Okay, yeah, so that people, whoever land on it, will know that, oh yeah, that is it. Okay, that is Kobe's hotel, and that is it. So basically, this is a place. This you can write over here. You can also write over here. Okay, so let's say after saying welcome to Kobe's hotel, I still want to add something, some few words also to it. Okay, so I'll still click on this 9 dots over here to open the widget bar. Now instead of me bringing a heading widget, this time around I'll bring a text widget. Okay, this text helped me to write more. Okay, but this one is just for headings. Okay, so I'll just drag in a text widget over here, and then as you can see, we have some few text over here. Okay, but I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm just going to copy and then still paste some more over there. Okay, so let's say this one. Now I can't see it because it is in black. Remember that we use the text color as black. Okay, so let's go to style over here and then change the text color from black to white. Okay, so we're gonna have this white, and then we can also change the typography from maybe Roberto to Poppins. Okay, so we can do that using this one. So we're gonna change it to Poppins over here, and as you can see, it has they are changed, but we want the size to be a little bit bold. So let's say 18. Okay, you can still write 18 over here. Now that the text is a little bit bigger, I feel like it's clumsy over here. Okay, and I don't like it. Okay, now what I need to do is I want this place to be a little bit small, and this column should be a little bit big. Now how do I do it? As you can see, you see this thing over here. If you hover on it, it says edit column. Okay, so I can click on it over here, and then the column width over here, I will change the size of it. So remember when we checked it was 50-50. Okay, but this time around I want to make it 75, or maybe 70. Okay, and then this one will be this one will be 30. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, automatically it is 30. Now I think this one is quite okay for me, and then I am ready to go. Now what I need to do is I just want to bring a button over here, and then also reduce the words a little bit. Okay, so instead of this plenty words, to make sure to edit this side, what I need to do is to just click on this pencil icon over here. Okay, and then the edit session will open for me, and then I can go to content over here and then delete some of the content because I feel like it's too much. Okay, I'll delete some of the content here. So I think this one is it's quite okay for me. Okay, so now that I have this one done, and even with this one also, I just want to increase the size of this one so that the copies will be what will be attached to the hotel. Okay, so instead of 80, I want to make it 85. Yeah, very good, so that it will be welcome to Kobe's hotel, just like this one. Okay, and that is how I want it. So basically we are almost done with the header, but what I want to do is I want to bring another and I want to bring another widget, which is a button below over here, so that people can click on it. Okay, and that is what I want to do. So what I want to do is what, just click on this 9 dots over here, and as you can see there is a button over here. Okay, just drag the button to this place. Now like I told you, it's just drag and drop. Okay, drag and drop, and as you can see, because we set up the button color and all those things, you see it is working over here. So what do we want to write on the button? Now the button type is what, default. Okay, you can choose between info, success, warning, danger, anyhow you want it, but the default is okay for me. And then over here I want to write what, I want to write maybe contact us, or maybe let's say book room. Okay, yeah, book room. And then I'll leave a link over here. So if I have maybe a link for the what, for the room, or for the room link, I'll put it over here. Then when they click on it, they'll go straight to that link. Okay, but I don't have a link over there, so I'm not going to what put anything over there. And then the button side, you can what, you can change it to medium, large, or extra large, or even what, extra small. Okay, depending on how you want it. So I want to go for what, for medium over here. Okay, and then if you want to add an icon to it, you can decide to either upload SVG, or what, select an icon for what, from the library. Okay, icon library. So this is what the icon library over here, and then I can what, just select maybe an icon for it. So let's say book a room. Okay, so what do I need? I need what, a calendar. Okay, so let's say I want to what, add this calendar to it. Okay, so I'll add this calendar to it, and as you can see, there is what, book a room calendar over here. Okay, now you can decide to add the icon position. You can decide to add it to what, either the left side or the what, or the right side, that is the before or after. Okay, so you can choose either this one or this one. Okay, anyhow you want it. So let's say I want it after. Okay, and then you can give what, icon space. So if you want to give a space to it, you can what, give it. Okay, and that is it. Now if you want to change the size of what, of the words and the color and everything, you can go to what, style over here. Okay, so just click on what, click on the style to make sure that you are editing what, the style of what you given this one what you want. Okay, so the style. So as you can see over here, now we have the typography, the text, shadow, the normal and the hover, and all those things. Like I told you, every widget have what, content, style, and then what, advanced. Okay, depending on what you want to do. Okay, sometimes you have only content and advanced, sometimes we have content, style, and then what, advanced. Okay, so that is it. So the text type, the text color. So what text color do you want? Of course you want it to be what, white. Okay, and then the background type, this one is it. And then the color, I want to choose a different color for it, so I want to choose this one. Okay, for it. Okay, and then I go to what, hover over here. Now with the hover, the text also, I want it to be what, white. The background to the same thing, the background color, I want it to be what, I want to choose a global color for it, and I want it to be this accent. Okay, so when I hover on it, I expect it to what, to change to what, to this color. Okay, now you see this one which says what, hover animation. Okay, now you can use it to create any animation that you want. So for instance, if I click on what, the kind of animation that I want, so if I want it to be what, to shrink, okay, it means that when the mouse hover on it, the button what, will shrink. Okay, so as you can see, that is the animation which is working. And if I want it to what, pause, if the button hover on it, you see it is what, it has started pausing. Okay, and that is it. Now if I want it to what, pause and grow, pause and shrink, all those things, you can what, you can do that. Okay, Now what I need is what, another one which says what, Bob. Okay, so I want this one over here, and then when I click on it, you see this is exactly what I want it to behave. Okay, so basically that is what, that is how you can be able to create this what, hero session over here. So if I click on over here, let's take a look at how it will look like. Okay, so as you can see, it looks messy. Okay, here there is no space over here and all those things. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to fix it. Okay, so how can we fix it? Now first of all, let's click on what, this column over here. Okay, and then we want to what, give the column what, we want to give some padding over here. Okay, left padding or something like that. Yeah, so let's go to what, advanced over here. Okay, go to advanced, and then we have margin and what, and padding. Okay, so we want to give the column what, a padding. So we want to give the column a left padding of, let's say, 50. Okay, so as you can see, there is what, a space over here. Okay, and then if you look at it over now, you see that there is what, there is a space over here. Okay, but that is not still what we want. Okay, we still want to what, we still want to figure out how this one will be nice on what, on the desktop. So let's go to the layout again, and then instead of the the 70, let's make it to what, 60. Okay, and let's take a look at how it looks like now. So as you can see, it looks a little bit okay, but still the space over here is too what, is too small. Okay, so we're gonna make it what, advanced again, and then instead of the 50, we're gonna say maybe 80. Okay, and then let's see how it is now. Okay, so I think this one is what, is quite okay. Now of course we are not here to what, make it nice. I just want to show you how you can be able to what, edit your what, your page. Okay, so as we have this one done nicely, now what we're going to do is what, click over here and see, you see there is what, a space, too much space over here. Okay, now how can we remove this space? If you click on what, over here, you think that maybe the space will be from what, from this side, but it's not. What we need to do is go to what, advanced over here. Okay, the advanced of the text editor, and then we Elementor gives space both top and what, and bottom for each what, widget. Okay, so it is what, 20, it gives those kind of what, 20 pixels of what, space for it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let's click over here and click over here. Okay, unlink those margin and what, and padding. Okay, and then what we're going to do is what, let's give it what, -20 at the top. Okay, and then -20 margin also at the bottom. Okay, so as you can see, the spaces are what, are closing. Okay, so if you do it this way, you can see that what, everything is what, is falling in place. Okay, for it, and that is what, that is exactly how you can be able to what, just customize your everything for it. So as you can see, we can be able to what, customize. Now let's also what, give a space for this what, over here and then over here. We want a space at the top and then bottom, so we click on this session over here. So we're going to go to the advanced of what, of the session, click on advanced over here, and then we what, we'll give it what, a top and down what, padding. Okay, so I'm going to give it padding of what, 50 at the top, and then padding of what, 50 at the bottom. Okay, so as you can see, there is what, much space what, over here. Okay, so you can decide to add anything that you want to add what, over here. Okay, depending on what you want to what, you want to add over here. So maybe you have a form or you have something you want to add over here, you can decide to add. Now let's go to the next session. Okay, like I told you, we're going to create what, a whole page. Okay, so let's go to the next session. The next session is going to be what, also a 2-column session. Okay, now with a 2-column session, what we're going to do is we're going to, one side is going to be what, it's going to be an image, and the other side is going to be what, it's going to be some words. Okay, so let me click over here and then go to advanced. I want to give a top and down what, margin for it. Okay, so I'll give a top and down margin of what, of 60 for it. Okay, so that there will be a space over here. Okay, and then over here I'll click on this one, I'll just click over here, and then what I'm going to do is I want to add an image, so I'll drag in an image over here. Okay, I'll drag in an image over here, and then I'll click on here to select or to choose an image that I want. Okay, I'm going to choose an image that I want. So let's say I want to choose what this image over here. Okay, so I'm going to insert the image over here, and then what I'm going to do is, you see I have this nice image done over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write some few words over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this words over here. So I'll right click on it and then click on copy over here, and then right click over here and then click on what, paste. Okay, now as you can see the words are here, but because it is what, it is white, you cannot see. Okay, so instead of maybe let's say welcome to Kobe's Hotel, I'll just write what, Kobe's Hotel. Okay, or maybe about Kobe's Hotel, and then I'll go to style over here. Okay, and then instead of the white, I'm going to choose what, black over here. Okay, and then this one is too big, so I'm going to what, reduce the opacity a little, the font size a little bit. So I'm going to say 50. Okay, so maybe about what, Kobe's Hotel. Now the same way I'm going to what, also copy this one. The reason why I copy it, I just want what, the style, but then I will just change what, the color, and then over here I'll just right click over here and then click on what, paste. Okay, so as you can see it is pasted over here, but because the color is white, you cannot see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to style over here and then change what, the color to what, to the text color, which is what, black, or maybe let me change it to the secondary color. Okay, and then I think that will be what, will be fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to what, duplicate this one. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste again. Okay, just to make it what, plenty. Okay, so just copy and paste, to make it a little bit plenty. Okay, so now that I have this one done, the next one that I'm going to do is what, to also bring this button again. Okay, so I'll bring this button over here, copy it. Okay, and then come over here and then paste it over here. Okay, so that will be just over here. Okay, so I can just decide to what, change it and say what, read more. Okay, and then this one I also change the what, the icon, and use what, arrow. Okay, so I'm going to use maybe an arrow, just an arrow like this. Okay, and then say what, read more. Okay, and then I'll change the link to it. And then over here what I want to do is, as you can see, this one is a little bit this side is what, a little bit taller than what, or longer than what, this side. Okay, but I don't want it to be like that. I want it to, all this one to be in the middle, so that it will be nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this 6 icons over here, and then go to what, 6 dots over here, and go to layout over here, and then with the height. Okay, you realize that we change with the vertical align, sorry, realize that the first section we change it to what, to middle. Okay, so this time around we're going to make it to a middle. So as you can see, everything is what, in the middle, very nicely. Okay, so now that we have this section also done, we are good to go. So now as you can see, our page is what, is falling in place. Okay, so now let's bring some call to action or something like that. So let's click on what, this session, click on add session, and then choose a 1 column what, session over here. Okay, so we're going to choose a 1 column session, and then over here we're going to what, make the height minimum height. Okay, we're going to make the height minimum height, and then we're going to go to what, the background, the style over here, and then choose what, a background type of what, classic, and then still choose an image for it. Okay, so let's say we want to choose this image, and then what, insert the media for it. We want to what, insert a media for it, and then we will style the what, the image. So we're going to make it to a center. The attachment, instead of scroll or default, we're going to make it to a fix. Okay, and then we want it to what, no repeat, and then the size we're going to change it to what, cover. Okay, so that it's going to be something like what, something like this. So as you can see, very, very nice. Okay, now what we're going to do is what, we're going to go to background overlay, and then what we're going to do is what, we're going to go to classic, choose a background overlay for it. So let's say we're going to choose a background overlay of what, a very dark one. Okay, And then what we are going to do, we want to write something over here and then place what a button underneath, so that it will serve as a call to to action. Okay, so I'm going to click on this 9 dots over here, and then I'm going to bring let's say a text over here, and then I'll write in something like need a place to relax. Okay, so just need a place to relax. Okay, then I'll go to style over here. I'll go to style and then go to position it in center, and then change it to what the color to white. Okay, and then the typography, I'm going to choose maybe a different typography. Let's say EB Garamond. Okay, so EB Garamond. So this one, for instance. Okay, I want to choose this one, and then the text size, I want to say maybe 50 or 55. Okay, 55. Now don't worry about the space over here. Okay, so we'll fix it. And then so since we have 55 as the text size, now we are done. Need a place to relax. Okay, now let's go to the advanced over here, and then unlink the margin and the padding. Okay, and then with the bottom we're going to say -2. Okay, or -40, or maybe -80. Yeah, so this one is quite okay. Okay, so we can place a button over here. Okay, so to place the button, let's click on this 9 dots over here, and then just dragging this one over here. Okay, dragging the button over here, and then position the button in the middle, and then just rename the button and say choose us, or maybe book a room. Okay, so book a room with us. Okay, so book a room with us. Okay, and that is a very nice call to action. Now let's go to the style, and then click on here, and then use the primary color. The hover also, we're going to use the accent color. Okay, and that is it. So basically that is the call to action that we want to have. Okay, so you can go ahead go ahead and then do all kinds of things on just everything you need is design eye. Okay, to be able to just drag and drop and edit it, or drag and drop and edit it, and then you'll be done. Okay, now you see over here we have we have settings, we have navigator, we have history, we have responsive, we have preview changes, and then we have update. Okay, so for the update, you already know it. Whenever you do something, make sure you update it so that it wouldn't affect you. Okay, now for the preview, if you want to preview it, you can click over here. It will preview the changes for you. Okay, so that you see how the preview looks like, okay, on the real website. So that is how it's going to behave. Okay, now I normally don't like to use the preview, because I normally mostly use just click over here, and then I'll see it in the live mode over here, so that if I did something wrong, I can be able to just correct it as it is. Okay, and then I'll just click here, and then it will be I'll just continue editing it. Okay, instead of me always previewing it. And then with the navigator also, when you click over here, now you see this one, everything that you are doing, okay, it shows over here. Okay, so for instance, this session is this one. So inside this session, we have this column, and then we have this column. Okay, so as you can see, we have this column, and then inside the column we have we have the heading, we have the text, and we have the button. We heading, text, and then the button, and that is it. The same way applies to this session also. Okay, so this session also have two columns. We have this one and this one. Inside this column is an image. As you can see, inside this column is an image, and inside this column is a heading, text, and then a button, and that is it. Okay, and then the last session over here, you can see it is a one column session, and then inside inside the session we have we have a text and then what, a button. Okay, now the image is what is the background of the what of the session, so it doesn't really apply over here. Okay, and that is what, and that is it. So this is what, so whenever you are lost and you don't know where to go, or when you click on somewhere and then it doesn't open for you, just switch on the navigator. Okay, and then when you click on it, it will what, it will send you to that place. Okay, so if I click on the second session, it will take me to what, to the second session over here. Okay, and that is what, the navigator, the job of the what, of the navigator, and that is it. Now this one is what, responsive mode. Now you see every website needs to be responsive for what, for mobile, tablet, and then all devices. Okay, so if you, this one we are creating it as a desktop mode, but if you want it to be responsive, what we need to do is what, click on responsive. Okay, and then choose the size of the what, of the the device that you want it to work on. So let's say we want it to work on what, on mobile. Okay, so on mobile, this is how it's going to look. As you can see, it looks messy, it looks stupid, it looks not nice. Okay, so what we can do is what, just click over here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is what, we're just going to what, unlink this pattern. Okay, and as you can see, everything falls in place now. Now we can reduce the sizes of what, all these things. Okay, or what we can do is what, just length the pattern again, and then give it all round pattern of 10. Okay, so let's say no, I still want to make it what, the 0. Okay, and then I'll reduce the size of what, of the letters. So I will go to what, typography, click on this pencil icon over here to open the edit heading for me, and then instead of what, 85, I can choose maybe 30. Okay, so as you can see, 30 is what, good for what, for a heading. Okay, or maybe 35 on mobile. Okay, and that is what, that will be fine. Over here also, I can click on this one, go to style over here. Okay, go to style over here, and then also change it to what, maybe 12, or maybe 14. Okay, and what, and that is it. Now what I want to do is what, click on this edit column over here, and now over here I want to what, I want to give it what, an all round padding of what, of maybe 15. Okay, so as you can see, I have what, an all round padding of what, 15 for it. Now as you can see, this one is what, also so what, either tall or long, I don't know how to say it, but what I'll do is what, I'll just click over here. Okay, I'll click over here to open the what, the session for me, and then I'll go to what, the layout session over here, and then you see the minimum height over here. I'll reduce the what, the minimum height. Okay, to the size that I want. Okay, so if I feel this one is what, okay for me, so you can play around it the same way with this one. Make sure that everything fits in perfectly on the mobile, so that it will be mobile responsive, so that your website will rank well in search pages and all those things on mobile. Okay, and that is it. So that is the responsive mode. Okay, that is the responsive mode. You can also toggle around it on what, tablet, and then what, and then how do you call it, desktop also. Okay, so that is what, that is it. Now guys, this is how you can be able to use Elementor to create a website without writing a single line of code. So everything that you do, make sure that you update it. Okay, now I told you that I'm going to show you how you can also create it without you designing it yourself. Okay, now for instance, if I want to add a template to it, I'll just click on this button over here. Okay, so let me just click on this button over here, and then it will open this pop up for me. Okay, and then it will load a whole lot of pages and templates for me over here. Some are free, some are paid. Okay, so as you can see, a whole lot of them, so many templates. Okay, that I can choose from, well designed one, professional ones. Okay, that I can choose from. Okay, so if I feel lazy to design something, or I feel like, oh, I cannot design something, or I feel like, oh, this one, there is a template over there already, why do I have to go ahead and design it? Okay, I can search for whatever I am looking for. Okay, so and then maybe I want contact. Okay, maybe I want contact form, or contact page or whatever it is. Okay, I can just type in contact over here, and as you can see, there are a lot of what contact pages that came about. Okay, so I want to see the ones which are which are free, that I can be able to easily import it without doing anything about it. Okay, so basically, let me see. Okay, so the ones that are free, they've not design it. You have to design it yourself. Okay, so this one is here, so I can choose this one over here. Okay, now if I choose it, as you can see, this is what this is you have to add your image over here. Okay, and then this thing, how do you call it, a map to will be over here, and then visit us over here. So this one has already been designed. All what you need to do is to click on insert to insert it into your into your page. I'm not going to insert it now. I want to also show you this one. This one is starter template. Okay, now this starter template is not from Elementor, but it's from Astra. Okay, so Astra have starter template that you can use. Okay, that is the Astra theme. For those of you who don't know Astra theme, I have done an overview of the Astra theme or on this channel. I'll leave the link over there. You can go and then see how you can be able to design or customize your Astra theme. Okay, now the Astra theme also comes with a lot of starter templates, and then if you click on it, it will open all the starter templates for you. With if you want blocks and other stuff, you can use it. Okay, I don't know why my internet is a little bit slow, but these are all starter templates that you can import it your own, or choose to import on your own. Okay, they are well designed ones that you can use without even writing designing anything yourself. Okay, so I'm going to close this one. And that is how you can be able to design your website using Elementor. Now, assuming you have designed this website, okay, but you want this same design on a different page on the same website. So what you can do is you can save this whole template or this whole page as a template. Okay, so how do you do it? Now you see this arrow over here which says save options. Okay, click on it. You see here which comes and says save as template. Okay, just click on it. Okay, and then name your give a name to your template. So let's say this is home. Okay, you can save it over here, and your template is saved. Okay, so you've saved your template. Now if let's say we go to we go to the page, and then let's say we want to create a new page. So we go over here and then we click on create new page over here, and then we want to import the page that we created. Okay, we want to import the page that we saved as a template onto the new page that we are creating. It's also very simple. We can do it so easily. Okay, so easily, and then do some few changes. Maybe your services page, your about page, and then maybe all have some similar things you want to do. So let's say this one is this one is another page. Okay, so let's say this one is services. Okay, so this is or let's say this one is about. Okay, about. So let's say this one is about. We also choose a template for it. So let's go over here and then choose full width, Elementor full width, and then let's publish it. Okay, let's click on publish over here. Okay, very good. Now we can click on edit with Elementor. Okay guys, so now that we are over here, now how do we import our template? It's very simple. Just click on this folder icon over here. Okay, now you see that it will take us to all the the first place that all the templates came. Okay, as you can see over here, all these templates are over here, and then we also have blocks. Okay, over here. Okay, so we have blocks over here, and then we have pages over here. So these are blocks, these are pages. Okay, so if I click over here, it will give me the blocks. Okay, different blocks. Okay, so as you can see, different types of blocks that you can get over here. But when you go to template over here, you will see your templates that you saved, okay, and that is it. As you can see, the home template. Now we can click on insert, and then it says that, do you want to apply blah 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 blah. You can decide to apply or don't apply. Okay, let me say I don't want to apply, but it will still import all the settings for me. Okay, and that is what I want. I just want to use my own settings, okay, not from the previous one. So as you can see, guys, this is the template that we did. So let's say it is just an about page, okay. We can just delete the top one, okay, and then it will remain this one over here, and then we can add some few content to it, and then just save, okay, and you're good to go. So as you can see, we can click over here and I click to view the page, and as you can see, this is a fully about page, okay, that we have over here, and it makes it's very nice. If you go this one also, and then we click on here to view this page also, we will see a full home page for us over here, okay, and that is it. Okay, so guys, I hope this Elementor can be able to help you to be able to design your website that you want. Okay, so like I said, Elementor is used for if you want more of Elementor, you can go ahead and then check the pricing. Okay, just check the pricing over here. Now it is very, very cheap. Okay, it is not that expensive. Okay, a whole you can decide to go for their cloud website. Okay, but I will make sure that you go for the website builder. Okay, so click on website builder over here, and then you see the pricing. Okay, as you can see, one website will give you pay 49, and then you have a whole tons of widgets to be able to create your website the way you want it. You have access to a lot of websites templates, okay, and that is it over here. So you can ready-made templates, you can customize it to make it your own. Okay, you can have it over here, and then you can also 25 websites you can pay 199, okay, and then 100 websites you pay 299. It has been reduced 40% off, okay, and then also 1,000 pro websites you can also this is basically for agency plan. Okay, those of you who intend to make build an agency using web design or Elementor, you can go for this plan, and then I'll leave the link in the description. If you are able to use my link to buy Elementor over here, you are supporting me. Okay, now if you want just for 3 websites, you can go for the 99 USD. Okay, the 99 USD, which is also very cheap, because if one is 49 and 3 is 99, then you have to go for 3. Okay, I'll leave the link in the description. If you use my link to buy it, you are supporting the channel, because it is an affiliate link. If you buy something, I'll get something to help me continue creating this website. Okay, thank you for watching, and then I hope your web design will continue to grow and grow well. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye bye.